You already picked up.
I did.
Most people let it ring.
I was expecting a call around this time, not necessarily yours.
That's a strange thing to say to someone who has 4 of your employees on the floor.
It is. How are they?
How are they?
It's a reasonable question, Mr.
Don't, of course. 10 million. Single transfer. I'll give you the routing in 60 seconds.
That's a tight window.
It's the only window. You have a system. I've watched it. The interbank corridor closes at 11:40. That's 14 minutes from now. Money moves before that or it doesn't move clean. You know our clearing schedule. I know a lot of things. Yes, I'm beginning to see that. Routing number. Ready? Go ahead. 088441772. Account suffix 3301. One moment. You don't need a moment. You need to type. I am typing. I promise. 088441772. Account 3301.
Say it back.
I just did. Say it back slowly. 088441772. Account suffix 3301. Is that the right account? What? I only ask because there are 2 accounts registered to that routing prefix. I want to make sure the money reaches the right place. There's 1 account. That account. Of course, my mistake. 10 million. Full amount. Non-negotiable. I understand. You're very calm. Panic doesn't serve either of us right now.
Most executives, they're shaking. They're asking about their people. You asked once.
I asked. You didn't answer.
They're fine. Uncomfortable? They'll walk out.
I appreciate you saying so. I don't need your appreciation. I need the transfer initiated. It's in the queue. Show me. I can't show you anything. We're on a phone. Then tell me what I should be seeing on the confirmation screen. Walk me through it.
There won't be a confirmation screen on your end. The originating transfer logs internally. You'll see it when it clears.
When does it clear?
Given the corridor you mentioned, before 11:40, if everything proceeds.
Everything is going to proceed.
I have no reason to think otherwise.
What's your name?
Harlow. Edmund Harlow. Chief Financial Officer.
Not the CEO.
No.
They gave me the CFO.
I handle wire transfers. It seemed practical.
Practical? You want the money moved. I can move it. The CEO cannot. Fine. Harlow, you've done this before. I move money every day. That's not what I said. No, it isn't. How long have you been CFO? 11 years. Long time to stay in one place. I find it suits me. You were at Meridian Capital before this.
Yes.
Briefly. 3 years isn't brief. You've done your research. I told you. I know things. What is it you'd like to know, specifically?
I'd like to know why you're not scared. I am concerned. Fear isn't productive. 4 people on the floor and you're concerned? I'm also ensuring their safety by keeping this call productive. Fear would make me sloppy. You sound like someone who's been coached. Or someone who's been in difficult situations before. Which situations? That's not relevant right now, surely. I'll decide what's relevant. The transfer. What's the status?
Still queued. These things take...
I know how long they take. I timed it. From initiation to corridor lock, you have a processing window of 11 minutes minimum.
That's accurate.
So it should be moving.
It should be, yes.
Should be?
It is. I misspoke.
You don't misspeak. You choose words.
That's perceptive of you. Don't compliment me.
I wasn't. I apologize. Force of habit.
Habit from what? Negotiations. Difficult ones.
What kind of negotiations does a CFO run?
The kind where the other party believes they have more leverage than they do. Are you saying I don't have leverage? I'm saying leverage is often a matter of perspective. I have four people in that building who go home when I say they go home. That's not perspective, that's a fact. You're right. Forgive me. Stop apologizing. Old habit. I'll stop. The Voss account. Is it flagged?
Sorry?
The account. 3301. Is it flagged in your compliance system? Why would you ask me that? Answer the question. Accounts aren't typically... We don't discuss compliance flags with Harlow. No, it isn't flagged. You checked fast. I know our accounts. You knew that account specifically. It's in the system. I initiated the queue. I can see the... You knew it before I gave you the number. The transfer is processing, Mr.
Don't change the subject. I'm keeping us on track. You wanted the money moving. It's moving. How did you know the Voss account?
I don't know what you mean by... 4 seconds ago, you said the account isn't flagged. I didn't tell you the account name. I gave you a routing number, a suffix, not a name. Routing numbers correspond to named accounts in our... You said Voss, out loud, in your head. I watched you. You knew. We're on a phone. Figure of speech. You knew the name Voss before I said it. I think you're under considerable stress, and perhaps... Don't do that. I'm not doing anything. Who is Voss? The transfer will complete in approximately 6 minutes. Who is Voss? Someone we have a prior relationship with. Institutionally. Prior relationship? Yes. What kind? The kind that makes this transfer straightforward from our end. You were going to move this money anyway. That's a significant... You were going to move it. What am I, a signature? A reason? You needed a reason and I walked in and... The 4 people on your floor are going to be fine. The money is moving, everyone gets what they came for. I came to expose where this money lands. I know. You know. I've known for some time what you intended to do with the routing information. The account you chose is... It was chosen for a reason, wasn't it? Voss, the reason you're here.
How long have you known who I...
Long enough to make sure I was the one who answered when you called.
Say that again.
You heard me. You positioned yourself. You made sure you were on this call. Someone was going to be. Better me than someone who'd panic.
Better for who?
For the transfer to complete cleanly. For your 4 people to go home. For this to end the way it needs to end.
The way it needs to end. You don't get to decide how this ends. I decide. I'm the one who's...
You're the one who spent 4 months researching Voss, correct?
Don't.
4 months building a case you couldn't file because you had no mechanism to prove the money existed in a movable state. You needed it in transit. You needed a transfer record, a timestamp, a destination log that a regulator could pull.
Shut up.
I'm not saying anything you don't already know. You don't know what I know. I know you used to work for us. That's not compliance. 2019 through 2021. You flagged the Voss account internally. Twice. Both flags were buried. By you. By the institution. I am the institution, so... Yes, functionally. You buried a $200 million laundering operation and you're standing there talking to me like we're what?
Like, you're not terrified of what happens when that transfer logs.
I'm not.
The transfer logs to Voss. Voss is a flagged entity. The routing creates a paper trail that burns you, burns the account, burns everyone who touched it for 11 years, including your 3 years at Meridian. That's what I built. That's why that account. That's why 10 million, and not 9, not 11. 10 puts it over the threshold for mandatory federal reporting.
Yes.
Yes.
Everything you just said is accurate.
Then why aren't you stopping it?
Because I need it to complete, too.
That makes no sense.
It will.
Harlow, stop the transfer. Stop it and we renegotiate and...
I can't stop it.
You initiated it. You can pull it back within the corridor window. There's a recall function every system has.
There is. Yes.
Then use it!
I won't.
Why?
Because the federal reporting you just described, the mandatory threshold flag, the Voss paper trail, the 11 years of movement, that documentation names 4 people above me. Not me. 4 people who have been using me as a buffer for a very long time, and who will need someone to hand to a prosecutor. And who will hand them me? Unless there is a clean, documented record showing that this transfer was executed under duress, under criminal coercion, that I had no choice.
You're using me. We're using each other. That's different. I came here to burn you.
I know. That's why I let you in.
You let me. The security, the vault scheduled a shift rotation.
All findable, if someone was motivated to find them.
I thought I found them.
You did. I just made sure they were there to find.
The 4 people on the floor.
Volunteers. 2 of them, anyway. The other 2 are going to be very confused when this is over, and I apologize for that, but authenticity requires... Stop. Stop talking. 3 minutes on the corridor window. I need to think. There's nothing to think about. The money moves. Your transfer record exists. Voss is lit up on every federal monitoring system that matters. You get what you came for. I get what I came for, and you walk away clean. Cleaner than I was this morning. Yes.
And the 4? The 2 real ones. What happens to them?
They go home. They were never in danger.
Because you planned this.
Because I planned this.
How long?
Since your second compliance flag. 2021. I knew eventually someone would find a way back in. I preferred to know when and how.
You've been waiting 5 years.
11, if you count from when I first understood what the Voss account was. I needed the right instrument.
Instrument?
Someone with a genuine grievance. Real knowledge. Real motivation. Someone who wouldn't stop. You're quite good, actually. The corridor timing alone. Don't. I mean it sincerely. I don't want your sincerity. I wanted to destroy you. The 4 names above me will be destroyed. That's not nothing.
You're one of them.
I'm the one holding the phone.
That's not an answer.
2 minutes.
Harlow, the transfer completes whether we keep talking or not. That's the nature of the window. You built it that way.
I built it so you couldn't stop it.
And I let you build it. So neither of us can stop it. Which means both of us are exactly where we intended to be, and the only question left is whether you're going to be angry about that for the rest of your life, or whether you're going to accept that you got what you came for.
I came to put you away.
4 names above me. Federal paper trail, mandatory reporting triggered, Voss dissolved by morning.
That's not failure.
It's not what I planned.
No, it's better than what you planned. What you planned had a 40% chance of working. This has, well, it's already done, isn't it?
The confirmation. What does it say?
Transfer complete, 11:38. 2 minutes inside the window. 10 million to account 3301. Voss Holdings, flagged, federal notification auto-generated.
And your duress record? Logged from the moment I picked up. Recorded line, documented coercion. I'm a victim of an armed robbery, as far as any prosecutor will initially see. Initially. These things have a way of becoming more complicated over time. Is that a threat? It's an observation. You're quite good at those. I should have found another way. You tried. For 4 years you tried. This was the only door left open. Because you opened it.
Because I opened it, yes. And if I hadn't walked through, someone else would have eventually. But they wouldn't have gotten the corridor timing right. They wouldn't have known about Voss. They'd have made noise and achieved nothing. You achieved something. Hold on to that. I wanted to destroy you. I know. Say you know one more time and I'll... The call is being recorded. I'd be careful.
Walk me through what happens now. Police arrive in approximately 4 minutes. You'll be arrested. There will be a trial. During discovery, the Voss documentation surfaces. The 4 names surface. It becomes considerably larger than an armed robbery. You'll want a good lawyer and a willingness to cooperate. Cooperate with the people investigating the people above me. Yes. And you? I'll be a witness, a reluctant one. You'll walk. I'll survive. There's a difference.
That's not... I hear sirens. I want you to know, genuinely, that what you built was impressive. The research, the corridor, Voss. You were close, on your own. You just needed a door.
You needed a fall.
Everyone does eventually. I chose mine carefully.
I didn't choose anything. You chose me.
Yes.
5 years ago.
Yes.
And I walked in thinking I was...
You were. That's the thing. You were exactly what you thought you were. You just weren't the only one who knew it.
I wanted you to lose.
I know. The sirens are very close now. Is there anything else?
No. There's... no.
Then I'll hang up. The recording ends when I do. Everything after this is evidence. Harlow. Yes?
4 names. Make sure they actually burn.
That was always the plan.
Whose plan?
Good night.